we can talk about that.
Well, just, I guess about a year ago, I started on that same path. I have drafted laws now, international laws, because you have to take the context of what we're doing. Every time we go under Canadian whatever, or think Canadian whatever, then we're under their rule, right? So the world market right now in banking is, like you're right, the 6 banks are the biggest banks in Canada. It's a big boys club, they're not gonna let anybody else in. In order to charter your own bank in Canada, under banking laws of Canada, right? It's $5 million buy-in and so on, and you gotta go through this whole process. And when you start taking the history back and saying, well, you know, you had 1857 there, that was before the Canadian Constitution. Well, the first parliaments were held in Montreal. And one of the acts that they did before 1867 was a thing called the Good Governance Act, establishing their governing body. No different. Our governing bodies were already established, we just didn't do what they did, or how they did. So in the meantime, while we get all mixed up in all this rules and regulations with them, you know, we're forgetting who we are, number one. Secondly, that, you know, we're recognized, and you were at the UN, we're recognized by the UN as Indigenous people. Those freedoms and those rights are ours too. So when you're doing your own law, it's just declaring that and saying who you are. That's number one. I worked, I'll just give you a couple examples. Monaco is 2 square miles. The richest people in the world are in Monaco. Their banking laws, they charge 3% on anybody investing in their country. So they have no tax. And that's 2 square miles. That's a sovereign country, for Christ's sake, you know, 2 square miles. The South Pacific, there's a thing called the Bikini Atolls and stuff.
Yeah.
They had banking laws. And back in the 50s and after the Second World War, they were used for dumping bombs on. But they have a sovereign banking law. And it's no bigger than maybe Tobic, you know? So, but they're indigenous people, so they have that. Gibraltar has 300,000 people. That's where a lot of the gaming licenses come from. Internet gaming is from Gibraltar because they got the sovereign banking law, the institutions that they designed. So the guys that I'm working with have committed to establishing that for us. One is a Swiss banker, the other one is a German banker. And I've gotten to know these guys over several months, and when I mentioned sovereign banking, they totally flipped. They said, you know what, we've made all sorts of money, the one guy says, you know, I'm gonna do this, you can do this. As you UN ties and all this, you can do this. He says, because it wasn't right what that country's did to. So not only do we have the social conscious, we have the money behind them, which is European money and Asian money. So backing the bank is not a big problem. So the draft laws I do have right now, only in draft form, and they're under review international. Until that's done, then I can take the next step. But think about it. So the same as you saying, Chief, it's your own institution, Dakota, right? What the Europeans are telling me, they love to invest in a Dakota bank or a Maliseet bank, not a Canadian bank, because of the secrecy laws behind that, and all sorts of investment. I mean, we're talking big money. You know, we're not talking millions of dollars, or you know, we're talking billions, because the world market is shrinking. They need new markets. You have land rights still, the underdeveloped land rights. So months, but I'm almost there. So hopefully in another 6 months.
Are you taking notes?
Or 3 months, we can sit down and say, here it is.
Basically, you don't have to have disclosure.
No,
Treaties with any countries.
No, you don't.
Whereas a lot of countries now do banks have disclosure agreements. between
Exactly, the
countries.
EU has,
Your sovereign bank, your
exactly, the EU just, well, as you know, just last year, there was a guy working in Swiss banks that ratted out the Canadian government all the files, and got a lot of Canadians that were making money. I mean, you work hard to make your money, you pay your regular taxes and your profits. Now they're getting back and charging you again for your profits. Like, come on, that's yours. So that's what this, that's what the pivotal point, and like, right, Panama has to disclose stuff now. There's only a few jurisdictions that don't. Guatemala does, actually Hong Kong is still sacred territory.
Secret.
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 And to establish a bank in Hong Kong or an account and a process or a corporation to do transactions, it's not complicated. But to do your own, have that secrecy. And people will invest in it. They know it's safe.
right.
Well, that's basically what we're doing, except it's gonna be written in the language, which then translate.
Exactly, which is the pivotal.
So is it feasible then to do something together?
Yeah, I'm getting ready.
I might be a couple weeks away, and then I can share. They're getting their lawyers to, like, how he drafted it, and this guy, he used to own 2 banks, sold them out. Comes from a very old family in Germany, like from the 1400s, very wealthy guy. And we met through the phone, through another connection, and like, he said, I'm a white-ass German, but my heart is in metal seat, you know? So he says, I took 3 different international laws to blend this law for you, so you have international recognition. And he swore Canada, you know? I said, yeah, I agree with you, you know? So, he said, you can't disclose this yet because it's in draft form, and it's right now, it's in their international lawyers to do the necessary changes before it becomes, once it's a final version, then I can share. But I just received this last week.
Okay, I gotta take off here in about 10 minutes, but, so for, like, to take back to Chief, what's the next step here?
Well, the first step to me, and I know you guys can have a partnership with these guys, you gotta think out whatever that's gonna be. That's one step, as Chief pointed out. The other step is reviewing this document I gave you. Put it in what's gonna fit for your language. And then passing it through your government official, not anybody else's.
So from, you sent me an email earlier about the name. So, because this has to be under Dakota territory before we can open anything up. So, what time frame are we looking at there?
Well, it won't take long to get, like for land titles to do, change it, it doesn't take very long, we just need a, we need a proper name, we need a,
Okay.
a registered company name or individual name.
And so that's
Put it in the
that,
title.
that's that property you're talking about.
Correct.
I don't know which direction I'm at here, but,
Yeah, down at Bellevue, at their Bellevue store, that's what we were talking about, to get started with the tobacco.
Well, it's gonna go under my name right now,
Okay, so
that's the fastest way
We
to
want
do
you
it.
guys to make sure
But-
that's what you want to do, and then we can do the rest.
The site, the potential site for a permanent structured casino,
here,
Here.
here, here.
and that has to be converted, which it could take you a year. You know,
You can go in,
Well,
yeah, but no,
there's different ways to do
title
it.
transfers, there's, it's in
Like the way to do that we were talking before is, like, I don't know, I mean, we gotta talk about this as our partnership too, is but we could put the quarter that the structure's gonna be on, the full quarter into another name, and then back our stuff out of it. So that can be done pretty quick.
That speeds up the process.
Yeah, if you're just to subdivide out where you want to put the casino, then yeah, it's gonna take 2 or 3 years to get a subdivision done, but if we could just do it, you know, take 2
No,
years.
where I was going with the timelines I throw, it has to be recognized, doesn't it have to be recognized by IMAC as reserve land? No?
It isn't real, it's not reserved.
You're talking to.
This is a nation, this is
I'm not-
this is a country, it's a
Okay.
country.
You're declaring, see,
Yeah.
well, when I say declaring, like, that's the thing, you're declaring who you are.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter if Canada recognizes it or not,
Yeah, okay, got it,
you know?
yep.
Yeah.
That's irrelevant at this point. Of course, they're gonna set up the flags and fight you every which way they can, you know? Well, who cares? When Chief went in for that tobacco violation, that was classic. Well, go
Yeah.
home, Chief, after we just checked it,
Mhm.
he stated the fact, he's Dakota.
Mhm.
And then I think from there also, you had talked about interim, if you wanted to look at generating incomes while the bigger project's in the works, is cleaning that up first.
That'd be your first step
That
for,
is.
for any mine machine operators that I bring to the table, that's what they were gonna see. They wanna see first.
So this interim that we're talking about, you're talking about using that Bellevue store too for that?
That's what,
Like,
For this
Temporary
temporary
gaming room, should we say, entertainment room?
well, initially it was supposed to be a tobacco shop.
We,
But then, when he was explaining the gaming, well then, we can build a small one, while in the meantime, we're building this one here.
yeah,
Because we gotta generate, revenue.
our thought was that if we brought that property forward, that would help prove the case to move forward, but now that you're talking about this, which makes total sense, it's almost as if that really isn't required anymore. We were looking for a way to simplify the process of proving the point to move things forward. So why
See,
we
what,
brought
what,
that
what
forward.
happens when you guys say this is our law now, our gaming law, after you, whatever you wanna do
You
with
don't
it?
have to prove a point.
In there is a licensing formula. You're gonna give that facility, based on your authority, a license in Dakota language that's gonna allow gaming activity or entertainment activity under this law.
Mhm.
You're gonna post it on the wall, and there it is.
So that,
Plug in the machine.
yeah, so, like when I'm talking, I'm talking from, we've already adopted all this stuff, we're ready to proceed now.
Right.
So, what I wanna take back is, are we still looking at that piece of property off the highway that you were
Well,
talking
we
about?
may not have to now, if this is the case, that's the thing. Frank said you can maybe start smaller, closer to where you really want it going. rather
Yeah,
than-
because originally we talked that, from the number one highway, you said there was a piece of property that was closer to the highway.
Yeah, well, we were talking about the little Henderson farm site on the map here.
Really, the only reason the Pipestone thing came into play, because it had a building, it had power, had everything all set up. It was, we could just take the title and move, and you could start it, that's why we brought that forward.
But we could still use
We
it
can
for
still use it.
tobacco. That's what we use for the tobacco.
Yeah,
We can still.
We can still slap in some
Yeah.
machine.
Yeah, you may not, you don't really get desired traffic there. You don't get desired
Yeah,
traffic.
that's what I'm worried about, the traffic end of it, because
Yeah, well, we need that, need to get it implemented so that they know it's here. Because you don't want to start it down there and then have to divert the traffic
and
here.
then we went to Saskatoon and we looked at the cover out facility. So from start to finish, it's 3 weeks,
How much, what's the cost?
$30 a square foot.
And to have 30, 40, 50 machines or 60 in a coverall with,
Times six.
huh?
50 times 6 square feet per machine.
6,
6 square feet per machine, that's what it is.
Yeah, and they have
Yeah.
the stuff we took a look at, got full size already in there.
Yeah.
But if this would help you move, when you do this and you can move forward properly, we may have other options to bring to the table. But our fear, or not a fear, but our reservation at the start was that investors wouldn't want to bring forward any monies unless they saw that points were proven and the government was not able to step in to cease operation. That was our concern.
Yeah.
A lot of players will not do that, like they won't come in because of fear.
Right. Because they'll be secure in their
Yeah,
investment.
but there's also people that are gamblers.
Okay.
But this
Based on
changes
this issue.
Right, and it's a proven issue.
And it's a proven issue.
You have to take it and prove it.
And one of the machine guys we had there for 10 years, and actually we just kind of, he went last year because we got new machine guys in, he wouldn't upgrade his machines. And he was making, on 100 machines, $890,000 a year, cash,
On 100 machines?
on 100 machines. A week, well, for the whole year, but a week, he'd come up and evaluate us and take his cash off.
I like that business.
Correct, no kidding.
So what? He made 890, we made 1.2. So,
We'd have to, well, I just know going forward, like Rob and I are just 2 of 4, so
Yeah.
we have to, like now that we have this, I mean, we brought the, pretty big piece of the puzzle here, so we take this back to our 2 partners and we can try and formulate something
Yeah,
that's gonna
we might have other.
work
Quicker.
yeah, something we can do to,
Oh, let's move forward.
so we can talk to the other 2 guys tonight
And that's a huge part, a huge difference in what we're doing here. We've got these guys, we've got the municipality, the Reeve, and the surrounding.
They're all backing
They're all
up.
backing us.
well, we've got the infrastructure. Like to go anywhere else in Western Canada, where you're gonna find something that's privately owned like this big of a project, it's pretty tough to
And
find.
have the support of the local municipal governments.
Mhm.
Like, look at the guys from West Region, Chief Bone and Clear Sky trying to do something in Brandon. They had all these floodless sites going, no, new, you know. So if you have First Nations support, First Nations government support, Dakota support, and the local government saying, sure, no problem, we welcome, you know, you're well on your way.
Yeah.
And you're right, there's 4 stages, right? One is that, we can get some machines going relatively within 30 to 60 days, in between that or whatever, to get something pumping. You can add a little tobacco to it, whatever you want to do, whatever the building is. Then the bigger structure and the bigger resort complex is gonna take some timing and some really comprehensive planning. But the end result is what you all want, is a destination area.
Yeah, we have the artists sitting right at the table here that's going to do
Yeah.
a conceptual job.
Exactly, and there's people that got that kind of money for those things.
Yeah.
Because in the long run, they're gonna come in and say, yeah, we can put up $30 million, and we're gonna want an agreement for 15 years, which in the realm of time, that's really nothing.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we've already discussed that whole situation already, that nobody around the table here is professing to be a casino expert. So, year 1, it might be 99%, owned by somebody else, but by year 7, year 8. Well, I'm not talking about owned, but the actual operation. of
Yeah,
it.
there's a timeline for that. Yeah.
So by year 8 or 9, then it'll be switched around, we'll have 85% of our people.
Yeah. What usually happens, there's an investor and there's a management contract.
Yeah.
Okay. So the management contract is the one that tunes your people into the training and the professionalism and all that other one. They make some serious money.
Yeah.
You're still making the lion's share of the profits. So that's never any question when anybody comes to the table.
Yeah.
Because just on machines at home, it's a 60-40 split. We get 60, they get 40.
That's the type of arrangement we'll have to, something similar.
Yeah. And some do 70-30, depending on the type of investment. If it's capital intensive, of course, it's going to be 60-40 split. You're always in control.
So these people that are gonna do the backing, are they gonna supply
Turnkey,
pretty much everything?
turnkey.
When you sit down with them, they'll show you all the options.
Okay, including the temporary facility?
If you wanna do temporary within 30 to 60 days, we've got some people that can probably put up some. All you need is, you don't need a room just this size.
Yeah.
You know, the moment you plug them machines in, there's people playing.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, anything that beats out a provincial provincial VLTs are outdated, they pay less. Your new machines are exciting, interactive, and you're not limited to a jackpot. Well, we've had people at home win $36,000 in a day, one machine.
So-
Happy people.
Yeah.
Because
The other part of this, the casino that we had envisioned for this place here was casino slash museum interpretive center. Okay, so that all can be incorporated.
all
into this.
inclusive, yeah, because it's destination.
Yeah,
It could be a spa also, like it could be a lot of different things. You know, it's what's gonna work for the group, you know, what makes sense for the group, what's gonna enhance everybody's interest here. You want something really nice that's gonna bring people, and want them to stay, spend their money, and have fun. And thank you for taking their money, you know?
we've got an executive suite for you already. It's gonna be a TV way at the other end.
I'll take it.
So that's essentially it, so, I'm gonna leave you with that. Assume you guys go through it or whatever, what works for you, add some words to it, take words out, say it's done. And then, the next step for me is, do you want some machines right away? Then I'll bring somebody who's gonna set up machines. Do you want a serious player that's gonna do the resort? The whole conceptual, visual stuff that you guys have been talking about all day, which I think is just fabulous. There's unique people for that, and then have money for that. They're a bigger planner type of thing, but, you know, when they come to the table, they're not gonna come and say, well, we're just here to talk. They're gonna sit down, how do we, you know,
Yeah.
because all the homework, by the time they get to meet you, is gonna be done. That's how it usually works. That's how it usually
And they're not
works.
building a freaking facility out in the bush
Yeah, no.
beside a farmer's field, you know? Everything that they're looking for that might have been in phase 2, 3 of the plan is already here.
Yeah.
You know, so as they kind of walk in and see, they're gonna go, holy crap, you know?
That's kind of what we saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so we need to talk to our partners,
Yeah.
and,
With this in mind, we'll
because it's new now, it puts a whole new spin on everything after today, you know, so.
I mean, it's still,
with a very positive spin on it.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
sure, let's do it.
just a word of caution for you guys is you're gonna have to protect yourselves how this all works out.
Oh, I know, we're stuck on some big toes at that, like, I mean,
It's easy to come after the white guy, right?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
you
know.
know, not that, I mean, there's usually a white guy behind all the big financing anyway, so it doesn't matter, but, like, how you, set up the land process with them, you guys make sure you're protected very well. I mean, even if you're getting points off the back there, however it works, you know, so that, you're okay with it. I think the golf course is great, it's a good entity to the resort.
closing prayer then?
Well, we're hoping it's positive for everybody, that's why we're wanting to.
Good picture.
I want to say another thing to Chief and Craig and you two guys. You know, we should get at it right away. Right there, it's hour. No, I mean, like, you know, let's get on it, huh? Let's not, you know, let's not let's not drive our feet off opportunities here. Go for it.
I like your words.
Aattoo kantakaa. Kipidellä hittyä tuo kantakaa. Taku tasako jätettä juurika kuinka tavasasti. Onko asiittua kun kodoja on tuketa niin? Onko taku uiksi otto ohjaka? Aattoo kantakaa hänen niellä kaaka. Uusia ateon käypkä. Uusia etekä. Tukeetu kanssa on kielellä. Onko hän hetki dadavaa? Tuktoona tukattakin tämä univa, tämä on kiihdyä, että hän hetki ihon iduksen. Onko mun kitsi pionko taku iuksas istuja kuvaa? Aamussuunda kapua, opidet hankala aamussuunda kapua. Aamme takaisin.